Celtics Mavs. We're down to the two best teams in the league. One of these superstars are ending the season finally getting their first ring. Both of these teams have had unique paths to the finals, and after years of debates, these two fan bases will meet up to end all the talk. This is a series full of narratives that have been waiting to be answered, but also a very schematic matchup. Let's look at how both teams got here and how they match up against each other. The Celtics have made the finals after going 12-2 so far this postseason and coming off of a sweep against a young Pacers squad. The biggest conversation around them isn't about how good they've been all season, but how easy people believe the run has been. It's fair to point out the missing stars they haven't had to play in the first 3 rounds, but this was a 64-win team with a top 5 net rating in NBA history. I think it's valid for us to believe that they were easily the favorites to come out of the East regardless. But on the other side, the Mavs have had a much more challenging path out of the West. They took out the number 1 seed and a team who just beat the reigning champs in 7 games in back-to-back series. There's a lot of people who believe Dallas will win just because of that resume, but the game isn't played on paper, so let's look at how both teams play and how they match up against each other overall. Boston swept Dallas in their 2-game regular season series, but I want to look back at the Mavs Game 5 beatdown and how I feel a little more confident in Boston after seeing that outcome. Everyone knows now that Minnesota lacked a consistent secondary creator next to Ant. The Mavs benefited greatly from that by being able to blitz him on nearly every pick and roll to force someone to beat him.
For Jason Kidd to have. Edwards shot clock, he's doubled, and 7. Out to Reed, launches the 3. See, they're going to double team Edwards on every pick and roll. Corner Towns, leaving overs by Walker, Edwards. Lively goes out there with Green to double. Towns in the corner. I dodge it.
Dallas absolutely can't do that with the Celtics having so many self-creators and shot makers on the court at the same time.
Celtics has done a nice job clamping down on the defenseman in this second quarter. Here is Brown weaving through.
But there's just no place to help off of. Do you help off Derek White? Do you help off Porzingis? Do you help off Jason Tatum? Right there is a prime example.
Next, pick and rolls with Minnesota's 5-man being Gobert. He couldn't pop out, which let Dallas run drop coverage and sink to him to prevent the bucket at the rim.
And now they got Edwards. And Irving out with a screen by Gobert. And a feed to Gobert, who kicks it out. Plenty of time on the clock. Cross court. It's Kyle Anderson. Got it back from Gobert. Fakes the 3. Tries on the legs.
Every key Celtics big man can shoot out of the pick and roll, which negates this coverage from the Mavs. Porzingis and Horford shot 6 for 13 from 3 in the 1 matchup versus Dallas after the trade deadline. The Wolves' spacing was horrific in the half court, which benefited the Mavs' help defenders and rim protectors, putting them in the best position to guard the hoop. Putting Kyle Anderson and Gobert on the floor at the same time limits a poor offensive team even more, although Anderson was needed for defense, thus sacrificing their offense at the same time.
Cleva is on Towns. Karl Anthony Towns trying to right. Jones is there to defend. McDaniels feeds in the corner. Anderson.
The Celtics' 5-out offense keeps the floor spread, and the best way to limit elite rim protection is by drawing those guys out from the rim.
You're always a little bit concerned if you're playing against them about, is this going to be the night where there's nothing we can do?
Porzingis, you bet.
It's that one, but we've only seen really 3-point shots thus far.
Brown inside.
The Mavs did a great job collapsing on drives due to the non-respectable Minnesota shooters, but good luck doing that in this series.
Giving it to the Timberwolves, I'll tell you that. My goodness. 9-0 Maverick run. Now that Gobert screen. Edwards to Gobert. Kicks it out. Alexander Walker is in. They'll take a 3.
I'm a gentle giant. Now, come on, guys.
Washington is first personal. Edwards will try and accelerate inside.
65% this season from the corner, which yes would be number 1 in the last 25 years, which is when it's been trending. Holiday no look, Tatum wide open, he got it.
People have been defending Luka's defense and praising for his quote-unquote improvements, but he's been heavily dependent on his bigs and help defense. Like I said before, he won't have as much help at the rim since Boston centers will often be on the perimeter. Lastly, Luka will not be able to chill in the corner like this and not defend. Boston mismatch hunts probably the most out of any team in the league, sometimes to their own demise, so he's 100% going to have to work defensively this series, which benefits the Celtics. But for Dallas, I also expect them to exploit a few things they have over the Celtics. One being Boston's switch-heavy defense, especially with their bigs. I absolutely expect the Mavs to be in situations where Luka has Horford or Porzingis onto him one-on-one on the perimeter, and he 100% will take advantage of that. He only shot 5 for 13 for 13 points on both of these bigs in the 2 regular season matchups, but this small of a sample size doesn't represent what this matchup may look like in this series. Another aspect the Mavs will tap into is their lobs. The Celtics don't have a lot of length at the 5 besides Porzingis, but I'll be very interested to see how Boston guards the pick and roll to prevent those buckets over top. Because Dallas has had 54 alley-oops in the playoffs, with the next closest team in the Nuggets with only 9. A difference of 45 is absurd in a span of 3 series, and this is something Boston will really need to figure out early on because it can get the Mavs offense flowing. But with everything being said, my pick to win this year's championship is the Celtics in 6 games. I really want to say they'll win in 5 games, but I want to be respectful to the Mavs and say that they'll push it to 6. I just think Boston is too strong on both sides of the ball, and the Mavs have too many weak spots and a lot more holes overall than Boston. This, in my opinion, might be one of the best finals matchups we've had in a very long time, so it's going to be really nice as a fan to just enjoy good basketball. I plan on dropping a video after every game this series just to go over what's really going on and dissecting each game, so look out for that. Appreciate y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.